Good afternoon, everyone. So we all know that smoking can cause lung cancer, and if we eat sugar, then our blood glucose level going to rise. And also, if we don't stop breathing, we can continue living. But what else can cause acute pancreatitis without gallstones? We are after that with this piece of work, and so we're after that with this piece of work, and that's why it is titled "The Role of Lifestyle Factors in Acute Pancreatitis." So acute pancreatitis is still a global significant health problem, with its incidence continuing to rise. And despite the the modifiable, the role of the modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors, there are no clear and evidence-based guidelines. Our findings suggest that obesity, smoking, and alcohol drinking increases the incidence of acute pancreatitis. Therefore, if we can remove them, find the most important modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors, and remove them, then we can decrease the number of new cases of acute pancreatitis. My name is Benedek Kasza, and I'm a biotechnologist from the Institute for Translational Medicine, Pécs. My vision is to have improved outcome in pancreatic diseases by a multi-faceted lifestyle approach, and my mission is to identify the major lifestyle-related risk factors to create preventive recommendations. We have two main research objectives. The first one is to assess how modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors influence the incidence of acute pancreatitis, and the second one is to explore how the modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors correlate, explore correlation between the modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors and the acute pancreatitis incidence in European countries through analyzing Eurostat data. So let me go forward with the first one, which is investigating the effects of modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors on the incidence of acute pancreatitis. So acute pancreatitis is the sudden inflammation of the pancreas, and 8% of the cases develops into chronic condition. It's still a global health problem, affecting 34 people out of every 100,000 person yearly. What's concerning is that modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors play a major role, yet currently we don't have recommendations, lifestyle recommendations. So it highlights the urgent need for targeted guidance. So our research seeks to answer this question: do lifestyle-related risk factors influence the incidence of acute pancreatitis? We use the PO framework, where population are human adults. We have 6 exposures, and our outcome is the incidence of acute pancreatitis. We hypothesized that modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors increases the incidence of acute pancreatitis. The clinical implication would be to find the most important risk factor and eliminate them, so we can decrease the AP incidence. For the systematic search, we made a search key that consists of 3 domains, and we conducted the search in 3 major databases, and we end up with more than 35,000 articles, and after removals and selections and chasing citations, we end up with 125 articles. So I told you before that our outcome is incidence of acute pancreatitis. So our outcome measure is incidence rate ratio. We finished the analysis of 4 factors, and unfortunately, due to low availability of high quality data, the factors on the right, we can only do a qualitative analysis and not a quantitative one. So let's go forward for the results. This first one shows how body mass index influences the incidence of acute pancreatitis. our control was BMI under 25, and we had two groups: the overweight and obesity. As you can see, among overweight individuals, the incidence rate increases by 30%, and in the case of obesity, it goes up to 70. With these results, we can say that body mass index is can tell significant, statistically significant risk factor for acute pancreatitis. In the case of smoking, we compared smokers to non-smokers. You can see that the incidence ratio elevated among smokers with 85%, and also we can tell that these are statistically significant results, and that smoking is a risk factor for acute pancreatitis. In the case of alcohol consumption, the confidence interval reaches 1, so they are not statistically significant. However, the pooled estimate is showing incidence rate elevation, and also the heterogeneity is high. They observed high heterogeneity in this meta-analysis can be explained due to the different population characteristics of the studies, and also they use different categorization in the case of BMI, smoking, and drinking habits. And the last one is the triglyceride incidence. The control was the normal triglyceride levels, and there was two other groups, the elevated triglyceride and the high triglyceride level. In this case, we can say that triglyceride is a statistically significant risk factor for acute pancreatitis. In the case of elevated triglyceride levels, it rised with 50%, and in the case of high triglyceride levels, it elevated by more than 100%. So our meta-analysis suggests that BMI, high triglyceride levels, smoking, and alcohol drinking increases the risk of developing acute pancreatitis. And the message is clear that by losing weight and normalizing triglyceride levels, quitting smoking and alcohol drinking, we can lower the probability of getting an acute pancreatic attack. So lifestyle changes matter and can have a big effect of preventing the disease. So yes, this is the progress of the first project. We will start manuscript writing next. And then we continue with the second project, which is investigating the correlation between the incidence of lifestyle-related risk factors and the incidence of acute pancreatitis in European countries. The background is the same as was in the first project, but in this case, we are looking correlations in European countries. So we came up with the question, how do specific lifestyle-related risk factors correlate with the incidence of acute pancreatitis in European countries? We use the same PO framework, where the outcome is also the incidence of acute pancreatitis. We hypothesized that the incidence of lifestyle-related risk factors correlate with the incidence of acute pancreatitis. And the clinical implication is also the same, to find the most important risk factors and eliminate them to decrease the acute pancreatic risk. So moving forward, we will start manuscript writing and continue the second project. And also our goal is to create preventive recommendations so we can lower the incidence of acute pancreatitis. And the greatest medicine of all is to teach people how not to need it, as Hippocrates said. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Now these topics are open for discussion.
So can you go back to your slide on alcohol? And usually these forest plots are with the number of patients and the events. But instead of the number of patients, there's person years of drinking. So that, you know, am I making it sense that if I say 10 years drinking of one patient is 10 units in that column?
No, because in the case of incidence rate ratio, we need incidence rate, which is calculated from the events of a group and the person years of that group. A person year means that if we investigate one people regarding to alcohol consumption, and we are following him until the event happens, that means he will get or she will get acute pancreatitis. And that the time is the person year, the person time.
Okay.
But in this
and
case,
what is your explanation to the quite conspicuous difference between, let's say, Becker's and Satish study? So in Becker's study, they drink very heavily, 1,567,000 or 68,000 person years of drinking and only 900 pancreatitis. And in Satish's population, they drink half, 851 person years, but they get more than 4 times, 5 times more pancreatitis. So what is the difference? Is it an Asian and European or North American?
The Becker one is the Swedish one.
Oh yeah, so they are used to drinking, and the Asian Satish maybe a
Satish
Indian.
One is basically an outlier, and it's a subgroup because they are investigating veterans, United States,
okay.
American veterans, and
with PTSD from Vietnam, drinking heavily.
Maybe can happen. So in
Strange.
this case, that was my finding, that because of the different population they are investigating, that's why the heterogeneity is so high. And of course, in the case of US veterans or any veterans, the smoking and the drinking amount is going to be higher.
Okay. And there's one major minor comment to your project. Hypertriglyceridemia and high BMI, they are not lifestyle factors. They are consequences of life. So you can stop drinking alcohol, but you can't stop high BMI. You can do running, you can do eating less, you can pay attention to the calories and the content of the food, and that's lifestyle. But BMI is not a lifestyle, and hypertriglyceridemia is not a lifestyle, a consequence down the line. So I wouldn't say that lifestyle, I would say lifestyle factors and factors associated with lifestyle.
Yes, we know that, but we included like hypertriglyceridemia because this is affected by physical activity, diet, and also alcohol drinking.
But as you said, it's not a lifestyle. It's a consequence of a lifestyle, having a high BMI or low BMI, or at least partly a consequence.
Yes.
Partly
we
determined by your genetics.
Comment. Thank you.
Regarding alcohol consumption, do we see any difference in whether which type of alcohol is used or consumed, or what is the behavior with the alcohol consumption, whether it is continuously evenly distributed every day or just binge drinking? I might assume that binge drinking might be more dangerous for developing acute pancreatitis, but I don't know whether you can do some differentiation between the quantity, the way of alcohol, and the type of alcohol.
Thank you for the question. That is also the reason why the heterogeneity is so high, because the different studies use different categorizations. And this was the only way we could compare them, that they are drinking or not drinking. So who are drinking, they are doing binge drinking. Also, they are who drinks weekly, monthly, or every day. And also, it was just 2 articles who categorized alcohol consumption by the type of the alcohol they are drinking. So it was like beer, wine, and spirits. So in this case, we couldn't do that.
Yeah, and in that particular study, was there any difference?
I'm not sure. I can't really answer for this question right now.